Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for December 30th, 2025, into this absolutely disgusting looking kingdom featuring Swindler, Torturer, and Minion. Maybe this will be rescued by Lurker. Yeah, it's an all intrigue kingdom. And we've got Steward and Trading Post for trashing. We've got Draw is basically just Minion because we have no plus actions. Otherwise, we'd have Torture, Patrol, Steward. Oh, well, there's Wishing Well. Okay, so Minion and Wishing Well are the draw. And then, yeah, like I said, no plus actions. Gains, we got Ironworks and Lurker. Also no plus buy. So yeah, this looks ugly. We do need to get thin, despite Swindler, because we're mostly going to want to draw with Minion, I think. And even if we're drawing with Wishing Well also benefits from rushing starting cards. So that suggests opening with a Steward. Maybe Swindler isn't such a big deal, actually, because of the lack of plus actions. You swindle a card, you can't like swindle it and then lurk it. Okay, this might not be so bad as I was initially concerned. But anyway, I think we want to open Steward and then probably Ironworks. I want to just shove a bunch of Wishing Wells in the deck, and we can also use that to gain a few lurkers. Secret Passage, even to set up the Wishing Wells, can also be a thing. Do we just go ahead and take a lurker now? I think so. We want a second lurker already. So the bot does have a lurker. I'm gonna say yes. I've got a minion already, that's not great. And shuffled. Yeah, I think we just go Wishing Well, trash, don't play the lurker. Wait, what? The fact that the bot has already gotten 2 minions is pretty uncalled for, I have to say. Also, that I still have 2 estates. Oh my god. Yeah, I still don't think I want a third lurker. I get minioned here. Oh my fucking god. I should have known better than to say this wouldn't be that bad. Because, of course, this garbage can happen. I've already trashed 3 coppers. So I'm not hitting 5 unless I find my steward. Oh my god. I actually finally had the good hand, and of course it got minioned. I want to trash those estates. Of course, I probably won't get to anyway. Oh man. I don't even. Yeah, it's definitely not clear what I should be naming. It could just be wishing well. And whatever. Okay. We can get a minion. And that is our Ironworks. We haven't seen that this shuffle, right? Right. Ironworks for another. At some point, it's correct to take Secret Passage over Wishing Well. I don't know if we're at that point. Old. Interesting. Okay, we found the Lurker. That's good. I want to find the minion. There are, of course, more Wishing Wells. I guess I'm just going to name Wishing Well. Oh, Copper. That would have been the obvious choice. Duh. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and wish for more copper. All right, now. So we've got Minion, Copper, Ironworks, and probably another Wishing Well down there. What I would really like to do, get a minion attack in. I don't think I want to buy a Lurker anyway. So I don't think wishing for copper makes sense. Ironworks would be fine. I think let's... Like if we did hit the minion, we minion for discard. It's not actually that great of a discard in that case if we don't manage to find Steward and 2 coppers after the discard. Of course, we would have a Wishing Well to find some of those cards. Yeah, I'll wish for it. Alright, fine, whatever. Okay. Definitely take another Wishing Well. Lurker. It's the only card I would have really cared to see. What? Why is there a Lurker in the trash? Did the bot... Oh, the bot trashed its Lurker? That's crazy. Alright. There is another Lurker down here, so let's grab that. Grab the minion. For coins. Trash. I mean, I guess you could argue that we should just take money and get another minion. I do really want these coppers out of the deck. Alright. We no longer need to play this Steward. So we could change our terminal to Swindler here. I think that's the play. Okay. We really just want to see Ironworks and Lurker before we minion. I guess we can wish for Wishing Well, since that's the most likely thing. Yeah, well, minion's pretty likely at this point, too. Alright. Fine. Coins. Discard. We could get 4 lurkers. We could also just get... Like, a 3rd lurker would allow us to pick up whatever we swindle. I think I'm just going to take a secret passage, actually. Alright. I want to see... Minion. Get Minion and Secret Passage down there. That's a fine hand to have on top, actually. We just wish for that. God, that's like the worst possible thing to hit. Come on. This could be bad. 4 minions in the opening hand and it gets discarded. Kidding me? Oh my god. Okay. It's all fine. I guess we wish for Ironworks. Ugh. Take one more secret passage. Alright, we don't need this minion, so we can top deck that. Right. Probably trading post. Could be patrol. Probably trading post. I think it's probably time to province now. Wait, bottom decks? I didn't bottom deck. That... Lies. Okay, we could actually just stop here. What is down there? Got another lurker, but I guess the Ironworks... Oh, we haven't attacked yet. Never mind. Let's see if we can find the ironworks. No. Nope. That's the ironworks. Okay. Go ahead and take the last wishing well. And so lurk that minion. I'm gonna pick that up next turn. Discard. Got a province down there. There's a world where leaving that on top is good, but the bot is pretty low on minions at this point. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's only got 2. Oh. Okay. Oh. Okay, it's only hitting 4. That's good. Minion. Guess I'll put Secret Passage in the trash. And what did we discard? Not that many wishing wells. I guess that's fine anyway. No point in triggering the shuffle here. So the issue we're going to run into is if the Swindler hits a province, then we're in an awkward spot. Hopefully it doesn't. Okay, that's a good hit. Maybe the bot can trash the curse, but maybe not. Yeah. Go ahead and grab the Secret Passage. Probably wishing well. Nope. Nope. We do have a lot of minions. We just want to toss this wishing well into the shuffle? Quite possibly. We've seen both of our lurkers and our ironwork, so there's nothing really for it to draw that would help before we discard anyway. And now, I mean, we just want to play the Swindler is the only thing. If we can swindle province here, we just win. How many minions do we have in play? 1, 2, 6, 7. This is 8. I suppose we should wish for province, then plan to... Oh, okay, but that also works. That last card is not a province. So it should be fine to leave on top. Is it just another secret passage? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's probably another wishing well. Alright, whatever. Wishing well. Steward is mostly just worse at this point. The one thing we do have to be careful about here is that the bot would like trash the curse and buy a province. I think that's extremely unlikely. But the bot does already have a steward, so it is possible. So we can give them another one. Most likely, if they trash the curse, they're just not buying anything of consequence. But I think I'm going to give them the steward to make it harder for them to buy province in the first place. And then I guess I will to just take a duchy just to play around that remote possibility. Ironworks for estate. Okay. Yeah, now we're getting to the point where we just should win. Maybe... Maybe we don't try to find, like, lurker or whatever stuff before we discard. In which case... I think... put minion on top. Coins, 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 discard. Okay. We haven't gotten to our lurkers yet, but it's not such a big deal. I'm wondering if it's worth stopping here in order to just like make sure we get to play the Swindler. It probably is. We do have another minion down there. We should also have more wishing wells and secret passages, so I'm not really worried about. Although we do have some green cards as well, but I think it should be fine. Another wishing well. I guess have another steward. Right. Okay. Take the wishing well. Be nice to trigger the shuffle before we discard these provinces. Let's see if we can do that. Should be more wishing wells down here. Nope. Okay, fine. We've got... I think I'm just going to bottom deck this and play another secret passage. Alright, almost there. That will do it. Yeah, so in the end, it was pretty gross, just not in a way that the bot took advantage of, thankfully. um, I think the bot just settled too quickly. Like it for sure had a lead in the early game because it had some more favorable early draws slash opened in a way that made it more likely to hit minion. Opened steward wishing well. It got to trash 2 estates, which I did not. And then yeah, just hit 5 off of a wishing well play, which I mean is obviously possible, but isn't very likely in general if you're opening with steward and planning to trash anyway. And then yeah, the minion helped it get another minion, and at this point, like, well, first of all, I don't know why the bot didn't take another lurker here. That's a super obvious second lurker, and at this point, it should have just been kind of running away with the game. Especially when it minioned this hand of mine that had 2 lurkers in it. Like this should have just been like completely cooked for me at that point. Didn't buy anything, so again it skipped getting a second lurker. I don't know why I gained the lurker in the first place because it ended up trashing it. Gets an ironworks, which is fine. And then yeah, here it bought the gold over another minion, and from this point forward, it just didn't do anything sensible. Oh, it did buy another minion there. Okay. Forgotten that. Yeah, I guess that was the one that I trashed with Swindler. Yeah, and then it bought a province. And, like, I mean, this is a board where you aren't going to be able to get multiple provinces per turn or anything, but like the most you could score is if you did the ironworks for estate thing and then bought a province, which like but the problem is that the bot's deck at this point didn't have too much going for it. 3 minions and a gold, I guess the steward. And I think the silver was I think it gained the silver later. I don't think it had a silver at this point. It bought a silver like somewhere down here. Or maybe it was it was probably the trading post was giving it the silvers. But in any case, first province. This is the first province. Yeah, so it had like a total of 12 coins in its deck. 6 from minions, another 2 from steward, 3 from gold, and 1 from a copper. And yeah, because it was, I'm pretty sure it was only 1 copper left at that point, unless the bot sometime between this here and later crashed with steward again, but I don't think it did. Regardless, I mean, it's not like the copper's good, but so it has that, and like the minion coins are going to be really hard to line up if you don't have some way to do that once you start greening. And in theory, the wishing well secret passage thing could do that, right? If you just wanted to say like, I'm not going to bother with the minion discard attack, I'm just going to draw this stuff into my hand and then buy a province. But you really need, at the very least, need the wishing wells. Arguably, you need both the wishing wells and the secret passages to like realistically be able to accomplish it. And then the fact that, so that would even be true without the Swindler attack. Maybe you'd manage to stumble across the finish line with this, but the fact that there was also the Swindler attack meant that, like, if I sniped a couple of those things, it was just going to get, so like I sniped a minion, and that alone like was a huge hit to the bot's potential to hit province, and then sniped some wishing wells, which then it meant that it was going to be even harder for it to ever line those cards up. So yeah, I think the bot like definitely like should have won from that earlier point, but it just super underplayed the kingdom, and I'm glad that it did that, because I think it would have been, there was potential for this to get really unpleasant if it had played the kingdom like correctly, and had pressed its advantage. Yeah, I mean, it could have been wrong. My reasoning behind opening Stewart Ironworks is that I'm like, I have no expectation of hitting 5 anyway, and I'd rather like start throwing wishing wells into the deck. Or opportunistically grab a lurker if that ends up making sense, and then using that to, to set myself up to take minions, as opposed to just like hitting 5 turn 3 turn 4 or something with a wishing well. And wishing well does make the steward trash situation a little bit more favorable as well, and that is something. But like, there's lots of cards I want to gain with Ironworks anyway. So that was my reasoning, but I could see the argument for going with the wishing well, and that might have been the better opening. So in that sense, playing for the upside there, might have been a reason for the bot to potentially win the game if it had played the board correctly, but it just did not. In any case, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.